578-6101 or visit fountaingroveinns.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Cindy Laverty Show nationwide on CRN Digital Talk Radio. My guest today is Sark, and we're talking about her magical new book, Glad No Matter What. So, Sark, thanks so much for being here. You holding up okay? You ready to take a nap?
Well, I will be as soon as we're done.
We're getting there. You talk about doing a miracle walk, and I love this part of the book. And I actually started doing this just recently.
Oh, good.
So tell us a little bit about, anybody can do a miracle walk.
Yes. You go out of your house or wherever you are, you put your hands out, palms up, and you say, "Miracle, find me now." And then you walk until you find or see a miracle, or a miracle finds you, and you tune your vision to see it. Because most people are walking right by miracles.
Right.
And so you're adjusting your whole life vision, and then the asking is what causes the miracles to happen. And that's where the faith comes in, because, it doesn't appear logical, and, but I could do, I don't even know how many hundreds of thousands of radio shows I could do purely on the results of miracle walks.
Really? Have you been doing them for a long time?
Yeah, I've been doing them for over 25 years, and it's how I found the Magic Cottage in San Francisco, and which I still live in to this day.
Right.
And it's how I've done everything. So it's the asking for miracles, and it's the being willing to receive them and see them.
And being willing to believe that they're going to happen.
Well, yes, and even if you don't believe they're going to happen. I don't care if you believe it or not, but if you're willing to see. Because what causes us to believe is when we have an experience that we can't deny.
Right. So the key word here is willingness.
Right. Right.
Opening up your heart. Okay. Do most people practice self-love? I think I know the answer to this question.
Well, that's interesting, because you would think I might say no. But I think it's actually yes.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know the answer then.
Well, I think that they practice it not so consistently. And I think they practice it perhaps not very skillfully.
Okay.
So people are still thinking that self-love is selfish.
Yes.
So let's be sure to say that self-love is you loving you more so you can love the world and care for others more.
Right. Oh, thank you.
Yes, and that's absolutely what it is. And
yeah, I think self-care has somehow gotten intertwined with this selfish thing, and they're two very, very different things.
Well, they're related, but self-care continues to be portrayed as someone who gets a lot of massages and pedicures and, drinks apple teenies. I don't know.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that if that's what you're doing. And, I'm saying, though, that some people give those as examples. Yes,
yeah.
I care for myself.
Yes.
And then you find out that while they're having the pedicure or while they're doing those things, they're speaking so mean inside to themselves.
Right.
And so they're not having a benevolent or kind inner dialogue, and they don't even know how to do that.
Right.
And they don't know how to manage their feelings. They don't have any kind of inner child care system. They don't know what inner critics are. And so in that way, they're not practicing self-love.
No, you're absolutely right. Do you think that women especially have a harder time putting themselves at the top of that pyramid in terms of importance and self-care?
Actually, I think it's across the board. Men,
really?
Yes, men for different reasons. I mean, men are, socialized to take up more space, to put themselves first. But I'll tell you, they're last on the list with their feelings.
You're right.
And so it really is a national, international, because, by the way, this is worldwide. This is not just the Western world.
Right.
That people are not knowing how to love and care for themselves. I call it exquisite self-care and self-love. And, I like to say, live like a full cup of self-love, sharing the overflow with the world.
Right. You also say to live in the middle, too.
Well, right. And then, for all the times that you feel like a half-empty cup, which for me is many times in a day,
mm-hmm.
you do your practices and processes to fill yourself back up.
Right.
So that you're not going around trying to get filled by someone else, by something else,
Yes.
It's profound. And so I, of course, share all these practices and processes in the book, and then also in my longer form workshops, which the next one I'm doing in the area is not till the fall. I'm going to go to a magical place, though, if anyone likes to plan ahead. October 21st, I'll be at Hollyhock up in British Columbia.
Oh, wow.
In the Cortez Islands, and it's like a 5-day workshop. And the food alone, you will cry when you leave. You will cry and you will dream of the food that you've eaten there.
Hollyhock. Now, this will be posted on your website, right?
Oh, it's on there, yeah.
Okay.
And, they can go
at
to
planetsark.com.
Yeah, planetsark.com, and they can also find out more at hollyhock.ca.
Hollyhock.ca. Okay.
Yeah, and just, so it's so great to share these practices and processes that I've been teaching and doing for over 25 years and that I am practicing and doing myself. So I'm a living example. I'm a human experiment, and so I know what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, and I love that you're so willing to, share that with the readers. So often we read a book and it says, it gives you all this advice, but you end up not knowing anything about the author. That is so not the case with your work. I mean, you really feel like you just sort of walk through this with you, and it's really a gift for all of us. I got to take another quick break. You're listening to the Cindy Laverty Show. I'll be right back.
That's Nettie Liddell.
And that's Brett Chapin.
Inviting you to join us every Saturday at 3 p.m.